Today, I am unboxing the unreleased massive prototype Morris Costumes and Seasonal Visions Fan Phantom. What is going on, guys? Spooky Guy 444 here, coming at you with a brand new unboxing. But this is not just any special unboxing, because today we are unboxing a Morris Costumes prototype. Yes, you heard that right, guys. Right here is a prototype that has become pretty well known over the last year or so. This is the Morris Costumes Fan Phantom, and it is one that I am super excited to get. I got this for an absolute steal at the Johnny Brock's Dungeon in St. Louis for $80, which is crazy because, like I said, this thing is huge. This thing is interesting. It's unreleased. It's likely the only one in existence. So I'm super excited to get into this unboxing with you guys today because it's brand new. I'm Spooky Guy 444, and we are going to get into the unboxing and setup of the Morris Costumes 2023 prototype Fan Phantom. As you can see here on the box, there is the show sample with the stock image of him, the Fan Phantom. And yeah, this guy was at the Johnny Brock's Dungeon. It was intended for Morris Costumes in 2023, but for whatever reason, they didn't even set it up at Transworld or the Party Expo. And it wasn't on any sort of the ratings, so it's really kind of unknown what happened to it at this point, but it is a super cool one. So we got the wrapping off. Looks like I'm gonna need something to get this tape off, so I will be right back. All right, and we're back. So yeah, like I said, this was actually first spotted at the Johnny Brock's Dungeon in 2023, not long after Transworld that year. So it's been there for quite some time. I think over a year at this point, because Transworld was pretty early last year. And yeah, me and a few buddies actually went to Johnny Brock's on our first night at Transworld, and he was just there sitting in a back room. I'll put a picture up on screen for you guys right now. It's super crazy that he was just there. And I asked a cashier how much he was. Got back to me, they said 80 bucks. So I took it and then had my good friend Jaden the Haunter actually ship it back out to me from St. Louis. I'm not gonna lie, shipping was a pain on this thing. It hurt, but that is fine because now we have it here, we have it set up, and it's gonna be a part of my collection for sure. It is such a cool, interesting piece. But enough of yapping about that, let's get into the parts. This is the spine of the Reaper. So yeah, as you can see, this thing is pretty long. It's about, I'd say 2.5, almost 3 feet. So it is definitely pretty large, pretty nice, and is like the main backbone of the Reaper himself. Here's one of the hands. It's really difficult trying to get this stuff out right now. I'm not sure why, but yeah, here's one of the hands. This is the handlebar that he holds onto, the Reaper. Yeah, as you can see, it is pretty big. Here is the base and the pole that houses the control box. And we're actually going to talk about that control box a little bit more later. He doesn't do anything crazy, but it is still super interesting. Looks like the hot glue kind of came off, but that's no worries. It'll still hold up. Here is, I assume, a base support. Here's the stakes. I'm not sure if we're actually going to use those today. Here is the shoulder frame and one of the arms. Here is his outfit. He's made of like an inflatable material mixed with like felt. This isn't like landscape. This is like a very good quality. So yeah, he definitely was made to last outside, which is very nice. Built very nice. There's the robe. So you can see it is pretty long. Here we have 2 more poles. Like I said, these are the square SVI poles. So like I said, built very well. I cannot say that enough. This thing, very well built. And then here we have another hand. What's interesting about this guy is, I'm not sure if it's the head as well, but the hands are just plastic. There is no resin pieces on this prototype. Another arm. Here is the head. As you can see, it is a very small head. But let's get a close-up on that sculpt for you guys. This is actually resin. So yeah, the head is resin. Arms are plastic, which is interesting. Like I said, very nice. It's a very nice sculpt. I do like the sculpt on this guy a lot. This was never used anywhere. It looks very cool. So without further ado, let's start setting up the giant Fan Phantom. So like I said, this thing is absurdly tall. So here is the base. It is a very big base. I say it's about the size of, if you ever had one of the Headless Horsemen's, I'd say it's about as big as that. It is a very very large base. It's gonna be this one right here, and it's just gonna snap in like so. Just like that. Assume it goes like this, but there isn't anywhere. Oh, okay, here, it's in the front. Okay. So, look, we're learning. It's been a while since I've done an unboxing on the channel, so I think the last one I did was Crouchy? Watch that one if you haven't already. And then the next piece that we're gonna do, I'm 90% sure is actually gonna be the one with the battery cover, and that is just gonna snap on like so as well. Like that. Well, if it'll go in, there we go. So yeah, I believe that this sat up here like this. I think it came undone. I think it's backwards actually, hang on. Yeah, I think it sat like this, but it ended up coming undone somehow, probably in shipping. It happens. But as you can see, I'm 5'10", and this is already taller than me 2 poles in. So that should give you an idea of how large this thing is going to be, because we still have another pole. And then we're gonna get our next piece here, and that's just gonna snap on like so. And as you can see, this thing is absurdly giganimosaurus. So I think the next piece that we're gonna wanna do here is going to be the handlebars, and they're just gonna go on like that. Right there, looking pretty snazzy. So yeah, this thing is ginormous. This is at least a 10-foot tall creature. Huge, huge piece. Now this next portion is where things are gonna get tricky. So I'm gonna actually make the Reaper himself first. So we're gonna take the spine piece and hook it up with the collar, and then we're going to take that and lay it there. Next thing I'm thinking of doing here is actually attaching the robe to our body here, which is gonna be pretty difficult to do with one person, but we're gonna try and make it do. I think I'm actually gonna take this off and then put it back on once it's inside, but we'll see. Okay, I think we got it in a good spot, so I'm gonna reattach the body here like so, and then we're gonna try and slide this over. Oh yes, very, very nice, very, very nice. Yep, that'll do. If you want to go on there, if you please. There we go. There we go. Like I said, I do got to be careful with this head because I'm pretty sure this is resin. I take the cotter pin out. The next part that I'm actually going to want to do here is going to be the hands and stuff like that. So the hands, I believe, look like they just slide onto the poles here. Kind of go over, I would assume right here. Just like that. Yup, that is just how they go. So that's pretty self-explanatory. Just gonna go like that. Awesome, awesome, super easy. And now the side with more of the harnesses is gonna be this arm here. So we'll have that go here. I think it's gonna go that way. I think that's right. Nope. I'm a liar. Okay, after fighting with it for like 2 whole minutes, I finally got the cotter pin out. So we're gonna slide that in right there. And then we're gonna attach the harness. Hopefully this next cotter pin isn't as much of a pain in the butt. Now the final piece that we're gonna do here is actually putting on our fan Phantom, who is right here. Alright, so we finally got them put together. It's a pretty interesting setup, but just mainly because of the size. So we are now going to lift him back up, and we are going to see the Fan Phantom in his full glory. In 3, 2, 1. This thing is so absurdly large that I can't even get it to fit on camera with me. Yeah, this thing is absolutely massive. I'm actually looking at it. This thing might be 12 feet tall. This thing is a behemoth of a giant flying animatronic. Now, what does kind of suck about this guy here is while he's absolutely massive, he doesn't do his intended purpose like the fan ones of like the Ghostface and stuff of Halloween costumes do, which is fly around in the wind. He cannot quite do that. But I will say he looks absolutely majestic from up here. He's definitely super, super big. The Reaper himself, pretty small. I'd say about 4 or 5 feet long. but the poles that we got going on here definitely make up for that size, as he is an absolute monster. I can't even get up there and show you him. I don't know if I'll be able to get his lighting features in this. His head does light up, the red. That's like his one thing that he does. So yeah, this is the Fan Phantom, an absolutely monstrous prototype because of these giant poles. He's built very, very well though. I think if this thing was released, it would definitely last a good long while. The battery cover seems like a very good quality. And what's interesting about the battery cover is if we come here and look at it, it is actually 3D printed. So yeah, pretty interesting little thing about that. Doesn't even have like an on and off thing on here. But yeah, he's absolutely massive. He seems like he balances himself pretty well. I don't have any stakes in, and we do have a slight breeze going on. So he's just kind of out there flying in the wind. Absolutely massive. He did not look this big in store at all. Like, it's actually kind of impressive. I feel like they actually had like one pole missing or something like that, because this is just ridiculous. But very cool prototype, very awesome to have it, especially for the steel that I got it at. I am very, very happy with this piece here. He's insane, he's super dope. And yeah, not much to really say about him because that is all he does, but he is an awesome one for sure. So we're gonna end the video off with that. And that is gonna be it for today's video, guys. If you guys did like today's video, leave a like and comment down below your thoughts on the prototype Fan Phantom. Would you ever want to see it released? Would you rather it stay prototype? It is a super interesting piece. It is very interesting to see. And yeah, very awesome item. Super happy to have it, especially for the price that I paid. I'm glad that I saw it at the store. He is huge, he is crazy, and he's not one that I think I'll ever get rid of. But if I do get rid of him, you will see it on my Mercari. So with that being said, I'm Spooky Guy 444. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.